Welcome back to weekly stock picks for the upcoming month. Most people will agree that the last couple of weeks in the stock market have felt a lot more like a very scary haunted house, combined with a roller coaster to say the least. Expect more volatility as the market adjusts to increasing interest rates and the impact of rising bond yields. My picks for last month all went up, and some substantially. Take a look for yourself. My picks for the rest of February and the month of March include Caesars Entertainment, Marvell Technology Group, Micron Technology, and Cyclacel Pharmaceuticals. I've spotlighted Caesars before, ticker symbol CZR. The last time I suggested looking at it, it jumped as well. The stock has already recovered more than 50% from the flash crash correction that we had just a couple of weeks ago. I really like the quality of some recent investments by institutional investors, as well as the potential now that Caesars is out of bankruptcy proceedings. The company has significant real estate assets in key locations around the world. Their debt was more than cut in half, and more than $2 billion worth of cash sits on its balance sheet. I think it's worth a look. Next, we look at Marvell Technology Group, ticker symbol MRVL. This company is an industry leader in the design and development of mixed signal and digital signal processing integrated circuits used by a variety of global customers for a variety of industries. They operate better than industry average net margins of nearly 17% and have a return of equity of 12%. They know how to operate efficiently. Expect even more positive news as they'll soon be closing on their $6 billion acquisition of Cavium. There's been a lot of buzz about Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. To say that there's a lot of bullish sentiment about this company would be an understatement. Just this month, MU received two strong upgrades. The stock is rising bullishly from its 50-day moving average, and the charts look just great. Another stock that you should definitely consider looking at. I conclude with Cyclacel Pharmaceuticals, ticker symbol CYCC. I've been watching this one for quite a while, and if you have, you would have noticed that it's been trading in a very narrow range. Just this week, they received good news from the European Union on their patent for leukemia patients, and any time now, we should hear from the FDA on their CDK inhibitor, CYC065, Phase 1 clinical trials for solid tumors. I expect a jump of at least 20 cents a share on the run-up to the news. I've had a few requests for my thoughts on the life of day trading. Keep in mind, the term day trader varies depending on who you ask. My definition is someone who trades frequently and doesn't intentionally hold a position for very long. Day traders aren't limited to just stocks. It includes the futures market, cryptocurrencies, forex, futures, and more. I focus more on stocks that are found on the NASDAQ as well as the New York Stock Exchange, and I also include cryptocurrencies. You need to have at least $25,000 in a brokerage account in order to day trade with few limits. For myself, I have two accounts, one with Charles Schwab for my long-term trades, and the other is a Robinhood account for my weekly day trades. For what it's worth, Robinhood congratulated me last month and said that I saved over $22,000 in commissions based on my activity for 2017. I don't even know what they based that on, but I'm not complaining. I normally do my preliminary research when I'm at the gym, and I look for high volatility stocks with impending catalysts. I also look for stocks that seem to have somewhat predictable highs and lows. I'm more concerned with the price action of the individual stocks that I'm watching. If the stock trades less than 500,000 shares a day, or the daily range is really narrow, I usually try to avoid it. My day starts at about 8 a.m. so I can check out the pre-market activity. Then I watch the stocks that I did preliminary research on just to see how they move. I've also learned not to be greedy. If I can make a quick 15 to 20%, or what they call a scalp, I try to take it and run. Essentially, as a day trader, you're trying to make money based on the inefficiencies of the marketplace. I always listen to financial news. Before bed, I like to see what's happening in Asia and try to get an idea of what the futures say for the following morning. I almost always see dips between 11 a.m. and just before noon, typically when the European markets close, and a nice time to buy dips on your favorite stocks. I also try to only invest in companies that I believe in. I use TradingView.com to chart stocks that I'm considering starting a position in, if the patterns are favorable. I move forward, otherwise, I watch from the sidelines. Don't get caught up with what everyone else is saying is hot, because it's usually not, or not for long. I'm very suspect of the pumpers that you see on all the social media sites and the Facebook groups. You can't pick a stock just because some random person said great things about it. Always do your own due diligence. Always stick with your plan and don't deviate from it. Most people, including myself, have regretted it. I have my own business, so it's not critical for me to make a living from day trading, but a lot of people do. I like what I do, and day trading gives me a nice opportunity to use a different part of my brain that my business doesn't always allow me to. So I hope my 2 cents on day trading has given you something to think about. And please don't forget that investing in the stock market carries risk. Never invest more than you can afford to lose or not have access to for an extended period of time. If you like our stock videos, we appreciate if you could click subscribe and like. Have a great rest of February, and we'll see you after St. Patrick's Day.